In today's video, we'll teach you how to create a responsive dynamic site navigation bar using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. My goal with this channel is to post videos on different topics every week. This will help you to become a full stack developer. It's important to keep watching this step-by-step tutorial until the end. Here on the screen, we can able to see the dynamic site navigation bar which is animated and has menu and submenu with icons. As I mentioned earlier, it was a dynamic navigation bar that extracted all the names, menus and submenus with icons from the JavaScript array. No more static elements. At the moment, we have not linked to the backend. We will implement it in the upcoming videos. When the user hovers the navigation bar, it will be popped with an icon button which can help to collapse or expand the navigation bar to organize their content on dashboard. Once it's collapsed, we can able to see the logo on top with menu icons and pop-up tooltip displays value of the menu name with selected design, and we can able to expand the submenu which contains multiple items with icons to be displayed below to it with an pop-up tooltip name. It will be displayed only on the collapsed view, otherwise we can able to see the full name of an menu items in a row. Before beginning this video, I would like to introduce myself as Sharachandar K. Most of you are watching my videos without subscribing. So please subscribe to our channel and like this video to encourage me. Let's build our own. Here on my desktop, I have already created a project folder name called Dynamic Site Navigation Bar. Let me open this into a Visual Studio Code. So for that, I will drag this directory into a Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code will automatically loads all the files inside it. Inside the directory, I have already created index.html, style.css and script.js. In the index.html, I have added HTML boilerplate with the help of exclamation mark, and I will add the title to site navigation bar by Sharachandar K. And I have linked two files style.css and script.js. Along with this, I have added font awesome CDN to use the icons. And inside the body, we are going to add the content for an site navigation bar. So for that, I will add the navigation bar with the help of extension nav.siteNav. If we hit enter, it will automatically create a navigation element with the class attribute with the value of SideNav. And then I will create one more element of main content. Inside the main, I will add one more element of h1 and then value of dashboard content here. That's all for the HTML for the entire project. With the help of this, we are going to append all the values inside here. So this magic is done through JavaScript. So for this, I will jump to the script.js. In the script.js, we are going to create the object of menu items with the help of declaration name menu items, and then I will create a array object. Inside the array, we are going to create the object with the key value of label, and then label value contains dashboard, and I will set the icon here for font awesome solid with FA layer group, and then one more property of path here with empty value. So I will copy this object for multiple times to replicate the menu items. So the second menu items contains course with FA solid and the icon name as FA store, and then third one contain activity again FA solid with FA stars, and then next menu item as schedule. I will change the icon as FA calendar, and then next one as technology with FA solid. I can mention the icon as microchip, and then last one as settings, and again I will change the icon to sliders. Now we have created the main menu items. With this, we are going to create the submenu too, right? So again, we are going to create the submenu for courses and technology. Inside the courses, I am going to create one more key value of submenu, and then again array object of label. We can mention web dev again with icon FA solid FA desktop, and then path should be empty. For now, we have done all the path as empty. Once it's dynamic, we need to mention the path here like slash with home or development like this. So as of now, I will mention this as empty. We can implement it once we connect it to the database. And again, I will copy the same for 2 times, and I will mention instead of web, I will say Windows, and then last one as mobile. I will change the icon to Windows and mobile screen here, and this one as brand, so I will change the solid to brands. The same thing I will copy from here and I will paste inside the technology. Now for the technology, I will mention first technology as JavaScript, and then I will change the value to brands of icons with FA.js, and then second one as React with FA brands of React, and then third label as Angular, and then FA brands of FA Angular. If I save, let us see our object into the browser. So for that, we have a extension called go live. Once we hit this, our project will be run to the default browser like a server. So I will go to the insert element here. In the console, I will check menu items. Here we can able to see the menu items as dashboard course with submenu, same for technology with submenu. With the help of this object, we are going to create the dynamic values. So for that, I will initialize the declaration on the script file with the help of const. I will declare the body with the help of document. Document is an owner of your web page. With the help of document, we can get all the values from the HTML. That is how the DOM tree will work. And then we are going to initialize with the side name with same document dot query selector with side name. So this will we are going to append with dot. Why? Because this body is an element selector, this side name is an class selector. If it is a class selector, we need to mention with dot. If it is a element selector, we no need to assign anything. It will directly pick from that document. That is how the DOM tree will work. The next thing, we need to create the function. Function is a block of code designed to perform a particular task. So for that, we need to create a block of code here with the help of function. I will mention the function name as create dynamic side name. Inside that, we are going to for each the menu item what above we have declared dot menu items dot for each, and I will change the element to menus with the help of key, and then I will add the console.log here of menus. If I save, if I go here in the console.log, nothing is there because we have created the function, we have not yet initialized it. So we need to initialize or we need to invoke this. Then only the block of code will be executed. See, now we are getting menus is not defined. So here I need to move this inside the function bracket. If I save, now we can able to see all the menus list as printed in the console.log. With the help of this, we are going to append the menu items here. So before that, we will add the styles to it. So for that, I will jump to the style.css. Here I have already added the pop-ins of import URL, and then hashtag, it means a global selector to reset the value of margin to 0, padding to 0, and I mentioned font family, pop-ins from the import URL, and then box sizing should be border box. And then I will add the styles to the body with the element selector name called body. I will set the background color to light blue color, and then I will set the min height of 100 VH. VH is an viewport height, and then we'll set the display to flags and position to relative. If we save, now we can able to see the styles instantly. That is how the live server will work. And then the next thing, we are going to add the styles to the sidebar, right? So I will copy the class. So previously we have added the styles to the body element. Now we are going to add the styles to the nav. So we can use like this, or we can use the class selector with the help of dot with the class value of side nav. So I will set the position to sticky, and then top to 0, left to 0, and height again to 100 VH. We'll set the background color to blue color, and then width of 16 rem. We'll set the padding inner spacing 1.8 rem to top and bottom, and then right and left to 0.85 rem, and then I will set the text color of all color will be white, and then we'll set the display flux again with flux direction should be column, and then transition of the width 0.5 second is in and out. If I save, now we can able to see the side navigation bar here with the blue color, right? Inside that we are going to append the menu items, right? So for that I will jump to the script.js. In the script.js we are going to create the element. So I will declare the declaration of let ul. Inside the sidebar we are going to append the ul tag with creating the document dot create element of ul. So this will create the ul element here, and inside the for each we are going to create the let of li. It will create with the help of document dot create element of li, and will add the class to it with the help of li class list dot add. I will mention the class value of sidebar item, and then I will add the inner HTML of li to be menus dot label, and then this li we are going to append inside the ul, and I will append the li with the help of ul dot append child of li, and then this ul should be appended to the side nav, right? I will set the side nav dot append child of ul. If I save, now we can able to see the dashboard, course, activity, schedule, technology, and settings. These are all the menu items we have created inside the menu items array. Now on top of this we need to create the icon with the site name, right? So for that I will create one more let outside the for each to declare on top of this with the help of div document dot create element. I am going to create the div, and I will add the class to that div dot class list dot add. I will set the class value of sidebar top, and I will create one more let with h3 with document dot create element of h3 dot inner HTML. I will mention the site name as Sharat Chandar K, and I will create one more let with icon with document dot create element with span tag. Inside the icon I will add the inner HTML of an icon. So I will add the I tag here, the class attribute of font awesome FA shield art. I will set the size of LGR, and now we need to append this. I will append the div dot append child. I will append the icon first, and I will append the div dot append child of site name here, and I will append the site name dot append child of div. If I save, now we can able to see the icon with the site name here. So now we need to style this. So I will jump to the style.css. Here we have already added a class to it to the div. The element of will check sidebar top. So I will add the styles to the same. The class selector of sidebar top. I will set display to flags, align items center, and then justify content space between. We'll set the padding inner space of 20 px to top and bottom, and then right and left to 10 px. If I save, now we can able to see the icon, and then site name should be in the single line. Now we'll add the styles to the each li with the help of site name to li. I will reset the list style type to none. If we save, we can't able to see the dot next to the lis, and then I will set the color to light gray. We need to append the icon to the menus, right? So again I will jump to the script.js. In the script.js, in the inner HTML will append the dynamic icons. So again with the string concatenation of I with class, and we are going to append the string concatenation with value of menus dot icon. I will close the I tag here, and then I will add the menus label into a span tag inside this. So with the span tag, again with string concatenation, I will set the menus dot label. If we save, now we can able to see the icons with the name. How cool is this, right? It could be dynamic. So if you want to change the icons, if it is a static, we need to go to the HTML and we need to find and we need to change this. So if it is a dynamic, we can directly find the name and we can able to change the icon here. Now we need to style this. So again, I will jump to the style.css here. Inside the side nav li, we'll set this into a center of the div. With the help of display flags, I will set align items to center. We'll set the cursor to pointer. We'll set the padding 15 px and 0 px. If I save, now we can able to see the design here. And then now we need to add the styles to the icon. Side nav with already we have added a class to that li. So I will find the class. Here it was sidebar item. I will paste it here the class value and I will set the element selector of I. And then for this I will set the font size to 1.2 rem. We'll set the text align to center and then we'll set the min width to 3.7 rem. File save. Now we can able to see the menu items with icons in a single liner with an equivalent space. So now once we over, we need to change the color of this, right? So I will add the class again with side nav with sidebar item to over. I will set the color to white. If I say, if I go on over, now we can able to see the styles here. Now we need to add the submenu, right? For course and technology, we have a submenu. So we need to implement it. So for that, again, I will jump to the script.js. So here inside the function, inside the menus.forEach, so we are going to append the submenu with the help of submenu items. So here inside this, I will add one more if condition to check menus.submenu not equal to undefined. Right now, we have only two items with submenus. For others, it could be undefined. To avoid the errors, we have added the if condition here. If it is else, we'll append the else here. If I save, now we can't able to see the course and technology. So I will copy the li and I will paste it inside the if condition. So if this is present, we are going to add one more icon here with I with the help of class. I will set the font awesome icon FA11 right and then I will close the I icon here. If I save, now we can able to see the course and technology with submenu design. So this will mention the user for this line item we have a submenu. So we need to set this into the end of the list, right? So I will copy this FA font awesome class name and I will jump to the style.css. So I will add the styles to this. So with the same class with the class selector of dot, I will set the position to absolute and then right to 5px. If I save, now we can able to see the icons end of the list. Now we can append the submenus to the course and technology. So I will jump to the script.js inside the for each. Inside the if condition, I will set the class value to the li again with li dot class list dot add. I will mention the class value as with sub. So if I save, if I go here in the LIs, we can able to see the class items with sub only for two because only these two contains submenus. So and then again we are going to create one more let of sub UL with document dot create element of UL. With the help of this UL, we are going to create the submenu here. I will add the class list to again here subul with dot add. I will mention this as submenu and again we are going to for each the menu dot submenu dot for each and then inside that I will get all the sub. I will console dot log here. We'll check the subs here. So we'll go to the console here. So I will command this to reduce the confusion. Now we can get only the six items. One is for course and one is for technology. So again, we are going to append this inside the course. So I will remove the console.log here and inside the menus, we'll create one more sub li with document dot create element of li again and with sub li dot inner HTML equal to the same thing. I will copy here and I will paste it here. Instead of li, I will change these things to sub li. Instead of menu, I can set these things to sub, and then I will add the sub li to the li dot append child to sub ul. If I save, it was appended or not. So here it was appended the ul, that li is missed because we have not appended this li into the ul. So again sub ul dot append child of sub li. Now if I save, now we can able to see the subclass of both the menu items. So we need to style this. So for that I will jump to the style.css. So in the style.css, so here I will add the styles to the submenu. I will set these things to display and none. If I save, now we can't able to see that. Whenever this should be blocked, then only we can able to see this, right? So we'll add the functionality to it. So now I will set these things to none. Whenever we click this, we need to open this. So again, I will go to the script.js. We need to add the create event. So here before appending, we need to add the li dot add event listener. This should be create with the help of click event with the function of I will create the allot to 1. If I say if I go and click here, we can get a lot of each click of the li. Then inside this, I'm going to create the active class here. So I will add the active class to whenever we click this, we need to set this active class of each property, right? For each menu items. So for that here, I will get the let of nav lis with document dot query selector all. This will get all the lis to the selection of query selector. So here I will set the side nav of ul and then li. If I add a console.log to check this, of nav lis, if I save, if I go on insert element here, nothing is there. Once we click the dashboard here, we can get the node list of 6. Once we over, we can able to see the highlight to the each items. So with the help of this lis, we are going to append the class of selection. So again nav lis dot for each li with function of console.log li. If I go and click here, now we can able to get all the LIs inside the console. So before that, we need to add the active class here. So the active class, it could be active on the first item, right? So here we have the key. With the help of this key, if key double equal to 0, we'll add the li.classlist.add with the class value of active tab. If I save, if I go on to the element here, I will check this insert element here with the ul. Now we can able to see the active tab here. So we need to style this. So again I will jump to the style.css with the help of dot active tab class selector with the inner spacing of padding should be 15 px top and bottom, right and left to 5 px, and then I will set the background color to dark blue color comparing to the side nav, and then border radius to 10 px. We'll set the transition to top 0.3 second and then color of white. If I save, now we can able to see the active tab here, but the color is not shown. So I will set these things to important. If I save, now we can able to see the active tab here. Once we click this should be shift to here, right? So for that only we have added a event listener for each here. Now inside that we are going to implement and complete this functionality. So here whenever we click this, we need to remove the active tab of class list to all the line items, right? Active tab. If I save, if I go and click here, now we can't able to see the active tab here. So here it should be append, right? So we need to add this activity, right? Instead of this, outside the for each, I will add the this dot class list dot add active tab. If I save, if I go and click here, now it could be removed inside the for each and it could be added outside this. So I can able to click, it could be active and we can able to see this, right? Whenever we click this, we need to expand this, right? So we need to add the styles to the sub UL also, right? So for the sub UL, here we have already created a sub UL, and then here sub UL dot class list dot toggle will set open submenu. If I save, if I click, nothing will happen. We need to add the styles to this. So I will jump to the style.css here. So whenever it present here, so if I go here, if I click, now if I check this subul, here we have appended this open submenu. If I refresh, so it was added all the times. So we need to style this. So before that, in the style.css with sub.open submenu, we'll set the display to block and then padding bottom to 15 px. If I save, now we can able to see this submenus outside the class, right? We need to align this. So dot with sub, whenever it has present, we need to add the styles to open submenu with padding bottom to 0. So now here we have added this padding bottom and then I will set the with sub to display block. So this will remove the styles here with the above dot side nav. We have changed this with the subclass of side nav. Now we can able to see the submenu below to this and then we need to change the icon to the below direction, right? So again with sub as whenever it was open submenu to that icon class of right, will change the transform to rotate 90 degree. If I save, now we can able to see the 90 degree to this. So the same thing here for 90 degree because submenu is added directly. So I will go here, I will command this. If I save, now we can't able to see this. Whenever we click this, we need to change that. So before I will style this, I will go here, I will add the styles to this li like dot submenu li padding left to 35 px. If I save, now we can able to see the styles as menu and submenu. And here it was close to this menu. I will change this padding top to bottom. If I save, now we can able to see the center of the menus, right? So whenever we click this, we need to change the class, right? In the script.js, we need to add the submenu whenever this was clicked. So I will create one more let is submenu click equal to true. With the help of this bool flag, we are going to append this. So I will set this submenu clicked. If I save, something got missed. Submenu is not clicked. I need to cut this. I need to paste inside the event, right? Whenever we click that time only we need to check. So previously we have added outside this to check to add the styles. So if I save now whenever we click this, we can able to see the technology to this, right? So now if I activity, if I click course, if I add the technology, the next thing we need to add the button over pop-up, right? So for that, outside the for each, I will create one more let of span tag document dot create element of span tag again, and then I will add the span tag dot class list dot add pop button, and I will add the span of add event listener of click of function. Whenever we click this, we need to set the class to the body. We have already created a selector of body dot class list dot add. We'll mention the class name as sidebar active, and then I will append the inner HTML of span tag to icons of I class font awesome Cheravan left. I will close this and I will append this side nav dot append child of span tag. If I save, now we can able to see the icons here. We need to style this. So again I will jump to the style.css with the class value of pop button. I will set the position to absolute and I will set the top of 3.5 rem. I will set the width to 30 px and then height to 30 px. We'll set the padding inner spacing of 3 px. We'll set the background color of same blue color. We'll set the border radius to 6 px and then we'll set the cursor to pointer. If I save, now we can able to see this and then I will set this right to -2 rem. If I save, now it could be in outside and then I will set the transform translate y to 50 px and then translate x to -8 px. If I save, it could be on the top and then we'll set the opacity to 0. It will be display none and then pointer event to none and then transition to 0.8 3 seconds, and then display flux again with justify content center, align items center. Then I will set the font size to 14px. If I save, we can't able to see that. I will remove the opacity here. If I save, now we can able to see the pop-up here. Whenever we over to this, that time only we need to show this, right? So I will undo this opacity here, and then now we can't able to see the pop button there. So we need to add the sidebar over, and then we'll set the pop button value to transform translate y to minus 50 percentage, and then translate x to 0px, and then we'll set the opacity to 1, and then pointer even to all. If I save, if I go on over, now we can able to see the pop-up button here, and then whenever we over that, it could be gone, right? So we need to add this styles to the sidebar to this. Whenever we are close over to this, that time also we need to pop this. So for that, we'll add the sidebar side nav before, and I will set the content to null. Will set the position to absolute, and then I will set the width of 2 rem, and then height of 100 percentage, and then top to 0, left to 100 percentage. If I save, now whenever we close to this, we can able to see this. Here I will insert to this sidebar. I will expand to this before. So here what we have done, we have added a width of 2 rem after the sidebar nav. So whenever we over this, we need to get that. So I will over this. I can able to see the pop icon to this. So whenever we click this, it could be collapsed and it could be open, right? So we'll do the functionality for that. Here we have already added the class list to the body. See, whenever we click this, the sidebar active is added. So now the body is empty. Whenever we click this, the sidebar active is added. So instead of add, I will change these things to toggle. If I save, if I go here, now if I click, now we can able to see the sidebar active. If I click again, it will be removed. So we need to add the styles to this. So here it was on the top. It should be on same of the icons, right? So we need to style the main item here. With the help of element selector main, we'll set the flags to 1 because we have set the body to display flags, and I will set the padding to 2 rem, and I will set the color to black. Again, I will set the display to flags. We'll set the flux direction to column. If I save, now we can able to see the display content center of the screen next to this. Now we need to add the styles. Whenever the body class contains sidebar active, and then we'll set the side nav as width of 10 rem. If I save, if I go and click here, now it will be collapse. So still the name is showing. Instead of 10 rem, I will change these things to 5. If I save, still it was collapsed. So I will set 5.5. If I save, now it could be visible. And then we need to disable the names, right? So again, with the help of body dot sidebar active, we'll set the sidebar nav, and then I will remove the sidebar top header value to display none. If I save, now we can't able to see that. So whenever we open, we can see. Whenever we collapsed, we can't able to see that. And then whenever we change this, we need to change the direction of this icon, right? So again, with the body dot sidebar active dot side nav dot pop button dot caravan left icon should be transformed to rotate of minus 180 degree. If I save, if I go on over, we can get this. If I click, now we can able to see the change of 180 degree on the opposite side. We can expand, and now we can see. If I collapse, we can able to see that too. Whenever we have collapsed, we need to show this name as a pop-up, and we need to remove the icon to the submenu here, right? So again, with the body dot sidebar menu, and I will set the sidebar item dot with sub, I will set the display to flux. So this should be on single liner, and then again with body dot sidebar active, and then sidebar item with sub as the class of open submenu. Whenever we click this, we have should this open. So we'll change these things to display block. If I save, if I click, now we can able to see the values here directly. So again with the body dot sidebar active dot sidebar item dot submenu of li will set the padding left to 0. If I save, we can able to see the icons here inside that. So now we need to hide the text of menu items name with the help of body dot sidebar active dot sidebar item we have assigned inside the span tag will set the display to none. If I save, now we can't able to see that, and I will remove the icon here to the submenu with same body dot sidebar item with the help of right icon. If I save, now we can't able to see the side icon with the submenu. Now here we can able to see the menu items on the list, but the icon on top it was not aligned properly. So I will add the style to this with sidebar top I element. Will set first cursor to pointer and then font size to 2.2 rem, and then we'll add the padding to 5px. The same thing for the other icons we have added. So now we can able to see the icons all uniformly with the design. So here instead of h3 I will change these things to h4 to reduce this, and I will add the sidebar top of h4 margin bottom to 10px. If I save, now we can able to see the alignment of each items. If I collapse, we can able to see that. So here instead of h3 I will change these things to h4. Now we can able to see the items uniform design on collapsed. So now the pending thing is whenever we collapsed and once we over, we need to show the tooltip to this, right? So for this we are going to add the class as tooltip for each items here to the span tag. So I will add the class of tooltip. I will copy this. I will paste it for submenu 2. If I save, if I go here, if I check off the dashboard, so it was not appended. What happened? Sorry, it was not here. I will cut here and I will paste here because that is a sub items. So now we can able to see the tooltip here to each of the values. So we need to add the styles. Whenever we have collapsed, we need to show the tooltip over here. How simple is this, right? If it is a dynamic, we need to change only one place. It could be appended for all the places. So I will go to the style.css. The style.css again, whenever we are in the collapsed mode of sidebar active, then only the tooltip will be shown, right? So again with sidebar item of sidebar active dot tooltip, this was the class name we have added. Here inside the tooltip property, I will set the background color to blue color, and then I will set the height of 30px and then width of 100px. We'll set the position to absolute and then right to same minus 0.3 rem. We'll set the transform translate x to 100 percentage. Padding should be 5px. I will set the font size to 0.85 rem, and then I will set the border radius to 7px. I will add the box shadow to it with 0 3px 10px minus 3px with RGB color of 70 46 118 and 0.3, and then I will set the transition to all and 0.3 second. I will set the text align to center, white space as no wrap. So I will set the display to none. We need to add the opacity to 0 and then pointer even to none. Now we need to show that. So again with the body of dot sidebar active dot sidebar item over dot tooltip will set display to block and then opacity to 1 and then color should be white. If I save, if I go on over, so now we can able to see the over effect to all the items except submenu, right? So we need to fix that. Why it's not showing? We need to check this because we have added the class of tooltip to the sub item. Instead of sub, I need to add the class to this top span tag. If I save, if I go here, if I refresh, if I go on over dashboard, course, activity, schedule, technology, and then settings. If I click, the active will be shown here. It will be open and close. So here, whenever I have opened this submenu and I have clicked this other submenu items of the list, it should be collapsed, right? See, now we can able to see both the menus as open. If I jump to the dashboard, still it was opened. If the same thing happened to the collapsed view also. See, now we can't able to see the things is active or not. So it will be listed on all the list. So we need to fix that. So how we can fix this? Here on the click list of li, we can check the class. Whenever this class is added to the submenu, we need to collapse, right? So for that, here I will add the class of children with li. I will check li dot children. What is li dot children? I will do this console.log. If I go here, if I console.log, if I hit, see, now we can get this. So whenever this is active, we'll get the li, right? So I need to check this li of third class. Li children array of third. If I save, if I go and click, see, first one as undefined because this don't have the sublink of children. So second and then third and fourth we don't have, and again the technology we have. So whenever this present with open submenu, we need to remove the classes, right? So with the help of this, I will check the if condition to this to not disturb others, safer side to not equal to undefined, and I will check same li dot children of array of 3 dot class name dot includes open submenu, because we are going to remove this open submenu, right? This is the one having the confusion. So inside this if condition, if this is present, and I will set li dot children of third array in the li list dot class list dot remove open submenu. If I save, if I go here, so here if I click, now it was submenu as open. If I click the dashboard again, now it will be removed as well as the active class as well as the submenu. If I click, now it will be open. If I click again, it will be close anywhere it were. If I click technology, if I click course, it will be expand only on the particular class. If I close, if I go and click the dashboard course, we can get this. If I get activity, it will be collapsed and it will be shown. The same thing for technology and then settings. Now we can able to expand, we can see and activity and then submenu settings. Now once we click this, we can able to see the animation style on the side navigation bar. Finally, we have completed this dynamic site navigation bar using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. I hope this video will be helpful for you. Please like and share this video and also subscribe to my channel Sharatchandar K to watch more videos like this one. If you are interested in JavaScript projects like this, I have created and added a playlist link in the description. Please do check it out. Now I want to hear from you. If you have any questions or what JavaScript topics do you want us to cover in future videos, drop your suggestions in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep coding and keep learning. See you in the next video. Happy coding. Bye for now. Have a nice day.